Good Friday afternoon, everyone. Weather for Weather Geeks time on this very hot May Friday afternoon. I complained a little on social media earlier that, yeah, it's too hot now. And it feels a little weird saying that after the winter we just went through and we were all dying for weather like this, but, I'm just not quite ready for 87, 88 degrees just yet. We'll have plenty of days like that, no doubt, as we get into the summer. Last summer's warmest temperature was 89 at the Youngstown Warren Airport, and so we didn't have many days that were warmer than this last summer, and it's only May the 8th. I'm going to hit refresh here, see if our 2 o'clock temperatures have posted yet. Well, not quite yet, but at 1:30 anyway. 89 degrees in Warren, 87 Cortland, 86 Columbiana, 87 in Mercer and in Newcastle. A few backyard thermometers. Your mileage varies on these depending on the quality of the thermometer, how they're sited. In other words, are they near a building? Are they protected from the sun enough? So your mileage varies on the temperatures. No doubt some bank thermometers this afternoon are showing 97, 98 degrees, but you don't want to take those seriously. All right, looking across the rest of the country this afternoon. Of course, all is quiet across Ohio and western Pennsylvania. We have a field of fair weather cumulus clouds around, and of course, very warm temperatures. Let's look at the dew points. Those dew points this afternoon are not super high. High for early May, but not real high for summer. Dew point at the Youngstown Warren Airport, 54, 56 at Newcastle. So with those sort of dew points, it's not really what I would call in the humid category, but they're high enough that it adds a little bit to the temperatures to make it feel even hotter. Now notice there's a little bit of a lake breeze going on up here, so Erie's at 74. Over at Cedar Point, Sandusky, where opening day is tomorrow, 89 degrees. Now that's not right on the lake, certainly on the roller coasters. Right on the lake there at Cedar Point, it's a little bit cooler than 89, but nonetheless, a couple of areas of interest this afternoon. One is subtropical storm Anna. This is the swirl that's going on down here off the coast of the Carolinas. This system has been having a hard time getting its act together for a couple of reasons. First, it's a subtropical storm. Well, what does that mean? One of the things that makes it a subtropical storm is the fact that the wind field is not strongest right near the center. I want to show you what I mean by that. Let's take a look at the wind field on Anna or Anna. I'm not sure the actual official pronunciation, whether it's Anna or Anna. But you look at the wind field here this afternoon. There we go. And notice the highest winds are well away from the center, out here, while the center's right here. So that's one thing that makes it subtropical as opposed to tropical. The other thing is tropical systems, pure tropical systems, tend to have what we call a warm core. In other words, the warmest air with them is right near the center, and it's warm all the way up through the eye of the system, or the center of the system. Subtropical systems, or non-tropical systems, tend to have a cold center, or cold core, as you go up through the atmosphere. So this is kind of a hybrid, almost, between just a regular old low-pressure system that could move through Ohio and a tropical system. It's kind of in that gray area in between. Now, it's showing some signs of trying to perk up a little bit this afternoon, but overall not a tremendously impressive system by any stretch of the imagination. Nice to look at on the satellite, but most of the convection is on the south side of this. And real quickly, looking at the water vapor imagery, you can see all the dry air that's wrapping in to our system. That's the brown and orange colors here, and that dry air is choking off some of the convection with this. So bottom line, for people down in the Carolinas, this isn't a big deal away from the coast at all, really. And near the coast, yeah, people's beach plans may be ruined a little bit for Mother's Day weekend with showers and even some heavy rain. Somebody's going to get a few inches of rain easily out of this. Beaches of South and North Carolina. But, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't the worst tropical system in the world. A little early in the season for anything to be named, but it does happen occasionally. Also keeping an eye on parts of the Midwest and the Southern Plains this afternoon. Here's the Storm Prediction Center. Severe weather outlook today. We have a moderate risk in this kind of burnt orange color in Oklahoma and into northern Texas. Also a separate area where there's a slight risk up here in Illinois and into Indiana this afternoon. So kind of two separate areas where things can get a little bumpy. Right now, they are thinking about issuing a severe thunderstorm watch, only about 20% chance of a watch in Illinois. Much better chance of severe weather, I think, down here today, Texas, Oklahoma, and we're just getting started with this. There's probably going to be a big severe weather outbreak down in this general region again during the course of the day tomorrow. All right, focusing in on up here at home, we talked about other parts of the country enough. Let's focus on the Mahoning and Shenango valleys. And we've been carrying this 20% chance of a stray shower this afternoon in our forecast. And here's why. Some of the short-range models have been suggesting that little cells are going to try to pop up here and there in the heat this afternoon. Now, here's what the latest high-resolution rapid refresh model thinks the radar looks like. Radar doesn't look like this, so it's overdoing it, as usual. This model's prone to that. But still, you have to pay attention to it, and we're just going to continue to allow for something like a 10 to 20% chance of your backyard getting a quick shower this afternoon. If you're really unlucky, you'll get one. Most of us will not see any wet weather at all. It remains mostly sunny, hot, and humid. So that's the case for the rest of the day today. Now, I do think tomorrow, for our Saturday, it's slightly different. As we get into the afternoon tomorrow, I think the atmosphere will be a little more unstable. I think there's a somewhat better chance of picking up a shower or even a thunderstorm. But even that, it's only, again, 20, maybe 30% chance. A lot of graduations across the region tomorrow, some proms perhaps. A lot of people getting outdoors, and don't cancel any plans. If you're, again, this is only if you're unlucky. Does your backyard get a quick downpour tomorrow afternoon? Most of us, the vast majority of us, will not see that. Here's tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Could be a little blow up Akron up to Cleveland if the NAM model has the right idea. Now, Sunday for Mother's Day. Let's talk about that a little bit. Coming up on Sunday, it's going to be warm. It's going to be humid again. Here's the latest NAM, kind of a low-res version of the NAM, so notice how chunky all the precipitation looks. But the bottom line is, I think there's a little bit higher chance of seeing a quick shower or a thunderstorm Sunday afternoon as compared to today and Saturday, but the chances are still low. It's still not a rainy day by any stretch of the imagination. So, again, for Mother's Day, most of us will be just fine. But we do have to allow for those stray pop-up storms in the afternoon heat and humidity. Cold front's going to approach on Monday, mostly late in the day with this. But there will be some showers, maybe some thunder with this later in the day Monday and into Monday night. The Storm Prediction Center actually has a day 4 15% risk of severe weather out. Not here, but not far to our west. This is mostly central and western Ohio. So the best chance for severe weather, timing-wise, will be Dayton, Toledo, Indianapolis, because the front's coming through at a favorable time of day. This front's going to be coming through mostly at night for us, and that always kind of reduces our chances for some severe weather. Next week is going to be an up and down week in the temperature department. Here's a look at the 500 millibar chart for next week, starting on Monday. Here's our approaching system out across the plain states. Now, as this moves east, sure, it's going to drag some cooler air in. And so it'll be a noticeable change for Tuesday night, Wednesday night. Wednesday night could feature temperatures down in the upper 30s to around 40. I don't think we get a frost and freeze, but it will be quite a bit chillier. Open up the windows, the air conditioners get a rest. This is real brief, though. This cool down, this trough in the east, if you will, this is Wednesday night. But notice by the end of next week, the ridge is building back into the east as the trough moves into the west. So by the time next weekend rolls around, here's Saturday the 16th. Look at the pattern. You got a trough out here, ridge here. It's going to heat up again. We could be talking about 80s again by next weekend and into the following week. So this little respite for the middle of next week is just that. It's a little one, a day or two. This pattern reemerges by the end of next week into next weekend, probably beyond. I do think May overall is going to be really warm at the end of the month as far as when we look back at the numbers. This could easily be a top 10 warmest May for the Youngstown area. As far as the summer, check out my weather blog post from this morning on ericwfmj.com. Got a little preview of the trends for June, July, August, along with a lot of other good stuff, so check that out. Hope you have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, everyone. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 6 and 11. And be sure and check in with Andrew DePaulo on Saturday and Sunday evenings on 21 News at 11 o'clock for the latest updates. I'll see you Monday.